2019. The meeting is called to order at 7 p.m. You can all please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Madam Borough Manager, can we have a roll call, please? While she's preparing that, I would like to inform the public that council met in executive session on February 10th at 5:30 p.m. to discuss the personnel matter. Yes, ma'am.
President Allen,
Present.
Vice President Hill. Councilman Rebel. Present. Councilor Bellion. Councilor Fleming.
Present.
Councilor Patrick.
Excused.
Cory Booker.
Present.
Solicitor Miller.
Present.
Councilor Councilor Smith.
Excused.
Treasurer Morgan. Engineer Lynch. Code Officer Collins.
Present.
Building Code Official Secretary. Chief Aaron.
Present.
And Borough Manager.
Thank you very much. Okay, before we jump into our regularly scheduled business and committee updates, I would love to invite to share with us the Honorable Sharon J. Booker, former councilwoman of Sharon Hill Borough, to share with us the spoken word that she has been doing across the Commonwealth and maybe in other places. And while she comes forward, I will tell you, Councilor Booker delivered this piece of spoken word in front of the state committee in Harrisburg a couple weeks ago and received a standing ovation for the power behind this piece that she's going to share with us. So in honor of Black History Month, Madam.
When Black consciousness came knocking at my door, it blew in like a Russian wind, wiping away all formerly known behavior patterns, washing away our white sins. We went to a lot of meetings, workshops, and rallies too, passed out paraphernalia geared to the Black point of view. We challenged the establishment, became suspicious of the system, scrutinized everything we read, questioned anything that ended with isms. Dickinson was replaced by Brooks. We gave up France for Morocco. We memorized the Red Book. Pan-Africanism became our Magna Carta. We used to whisper Black, but now we shouted loud. We were no longer Negro or colored. We were Black and we were proud. We were taught new manners on how to greet each other, referring to Black men and women as our sisters and our brothers. We stopped eating pork because swine and red meat was jive. We were introduced to soy, organic vegetables, and brown rice. Conkling and Purums were transformed to afros and cornrows. Names like Angela, Huey, and Malcolm became our new heroes. We went from high heels to high tops, from psychedelic scarves to black tans. We practiced martial arts to defend ourselves against a man. Comrades didn't wear dresses. We mostly wore fatigues, which really came in handy when we went on retreat. We learned survival techniques. We played a few war games. We were making preparation for when the revolution came. When I look back on that era and reflect on that time, it wasn't just a change of consciousness. It was about revolutionizing the mind. Power to the people.
Thank you so much for sharing that original piece, wonderful piece. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I have. And like I shared, she got a standing ovation when she shared that in Harrisburg. Okay. Do you want to take the floor? Is anyone using? Yep, you have your back. Alrighty, so we can go right into our committee updates, and we'll begin with mine. And actually, I'd like to invite Mr. Ashby to do our library report, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I will be short. The library received, I am proud to announce, the library received a $2,500 grant from the American Library Association. I wrote a grant for racial healing. And those are some of the programs that we'll be doing in the library in the coming months. We received our check today from the Pennsylvania Library Association, Pennsylvania Board of Education, I should say, for our state funding. I completed my state annual report. We have programs this weekend. We have a book fair this weekend, next weekend, and they're looking for you. We're having a poetry session Saturday night at the library. We open the library up from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I truly believe that the library should be available for all times and all people in the different situations. Patrons, we have 1,423. Fast transactions, we completed 230. Copies, 502. I want to also add that some time back, Councilor Booker has challenged me to look at the Comcast bill. I did, and we had it lowered. I revisited the Comcast bills. I saw a lot of fluff on it, and I'm talking to Comcast now about removing some of those charges that are not being services that are not being rendered to the library. There is my report.
Thank you, Ms. Ashby. Ms. Ashby, can you also just share, you have a lot of upcoming programs, or are they in the back? Okay, so they are posted to the website?
Yes.
Just want to make sure the public is aware of all the
We have a book signing this weekend. We have a poetry program next Saturday. Next Friday night, the President of the Library will be honoring me and I begin my presidency of the Pennsylvania Library Association, the first black president in 125 years. Not because I'm smart, not because I'm good, but because I'm blessed. To whom much is given, much is desired, required. In March, we're doing a Women's History Month program, and we're also on March 14th, we're going to start, and you might like this, Council, but we're going to start a knitting club.
Wow.
And I invite you all to come out and learn how to knit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashby. Are there any questions for Mr. Ashby on his report? I do want to just reiterate, we are capping off our Black History Month by celebrating our very own history maker, Mr. Ashby, for his achievements with the Pennsylvania Library Association. So please join us. And if, Madam Borough Manager, if we can just have the roll reflect that our engineer has joined us, thank you. Okay, for Chester Pike Corridor Improvement Partners, I want to share that we had our meeting last Thursday. A new appointee to the board from Prospect Park joined us. The former Prospect Park representative resigned from council, and he didn't run again after 20 years of serving in Prospect Park. So a new appointee was joined the board from Prospect Park. We talked about applying for Green Light Go, which is a program for under Vision Zero or associated with Vision Zero in terms of street lights and things like that. So that's coming down the pike. It's a signal service and maintenance of traffic systems. Most of the municipalities that are a part of the partnership have the same company that manage their traffic signals. We have a different company, but as that time approaches, we'll look at it, because once we get the lights and all installed, which is a bit down the road, but the maintenance would be on the borough. So if there's a chance I take a look at if there's any reduced cost for us as a collective if we all have the same company, or if not. The borough has been with one company for a very long time managing its traffic signals. There is a cost to the borough for the maintenance. However, because it is related to traffic calming, the cost can be covered by liquid fuels funds. So that's something that we talked about that every municipality was willing to have the engineer look further into and see if that's a part of what we want to start rolling out as we are pushing this, have the residents of our 5 boroughs and people that travel down Chester Pike start seeing the impact of the Chester Pike Corridor Improvement Partners. The other piece is Bike the Pike. I've been talking about this. I'm going to keep talking about it. The launch date is going to be May 30th. It's a Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sharon Hill is going to be where we launch from, and it's going to be a day to come out. Everybody come out and watch the launch and the ribbon cutting of Bike the Pike. However, if you have a bike, if you like to cycle, if your kids ride bikes, we're going to do a guided bike ride along the whole route, which is from here all the way down to Ridley Park. So it will be a really fun day and a great look for Sharon Hill. So I'll be talking about that every month until it comes, and then probably after it's gone. That is all that I have. Wait, Madam Borough Manager, did I have some? I had something else. No, okay, she says.
What's the date again? May what?
May 30th, 10 a.m. That's a Saturday, right? Okay. Yep, Saturday, May 30th, 10 a.m. Okay, any questions for me? Okay, I'm sure I had another thing to report, but I was sure that. Okay, I do remember. On Saturday, I went to the Delaware County Council meeting last night, and they have a lot of upcoming events. But on Saturday, the 28th, from 11 to 1, they will be doing the program that they launched here in Sharon Hill at our library, where veterans share their stories and memoirs. And that one is going to be taking place at DCCC, at Delaware County Community College. But they did do the very first launch of that program with Colonel Arthur Jenkins, who is the head of the Department of Veterans Affairs for the county. They did their very first one here in Sharon Hill. So if anyone is interested in attending, that's going to be Saturday the 28th from 11 to 1 p.m. Okay, I will just post on the internet the other things that they talked about, because there are a lot of good programs coming out of the county. Okay, if there are no other questions for me, I will pass the mic to Vice President Hill.
I have no updates. My report, I will share them next meeting. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Councilman Hill. Anyone have any questions for Councilman Hill on the reports that he shared out at the caucus or upcoming events at all? Okay, thank you. Councilor Bradham, Shaq?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Madam President. Okay, first I do have a few housekeeping things to take care of. I am appointing my current commission back on duty. That would be Elaine Bundy, Kate Smith, Regina Hardin-Lights, and Edith Patrick. And then we have 2 new commissioners that we're adding, and that would be Cheryl Shaw and Monet Williams. So thank you very much to my current commissioners, and thank you so much for Cheryl and Monet, who have stepped up to help fill those slots for us so that we can have a full board of 7 and hopefully be able to spread some of the workload around. All right, and we have our upcoming events, which is our 2nd annual Meet Thy Neighbor event. The flyers are also in the back. It's also on the website. We have a live band, light refreshments, vendors. So please, come on out and join us. This will be Saturday, May 21st from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. here at Borough Hall, 250 Sharon Avenue on the 2nd floor. Please bring your wallets. Now, all of us have been cooped up in the house. We've had snow up to our knees. So I'm giving you an opportunity to get out and have a little fun and socialize because we are starting our line dancing. Okay, and that will start on Wednesday. Wednesday, February 25th at 7 p.m., 250 Sharon Avenue, upstairs here at Borough Hall. We will be doing line dancing with Vonda. If you have done line dancing with us, you know it's a lot of fun. You do not have to be an expert at anything to come and line dance with us. Okay, so please come out and join us. Once again, the flyer is also in the back. And please check out the website, register for line dancing so that we know how many people are coming. And if you're also coming on Saturday, just send us a little note to let us know how many people are coming with you. Okay, thank you so much. Are there any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Brown. Okay, Councilor Felder.
Good evening, Sharon Hill.
Evening.
I will forego my fire report. There's no updates from when I last read my report previously, nor is there any changes in the code enforcement report for January 2026. So I'm gonna forego the report because the statistics are the same, and I'll see you guys next month. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Felder. Councilor Patrick is excused this evening, and I think that, he'll share next month. He had some updates from school district upcoming events, but we'll hear that from him next month as he is excused this meeting. Okay, moving to our officials update. Mayor Booker.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
The first thing to note, actually yesterday I attended the Darby Creek Joint Authority meeting. As it stands, we are in good standings, so that is good news. Sorry, I have lost my page. All right. Sharon Police Department stats for 2026. January, assaults 2, burglary 0, warrant services 1, domestic disputes 41, theft 7, weapon offenses 0, narcotics 1, service calls, alarms 33, medical assist 57, assist other police 23, building checks 144, traffic, vehicle stops 20, traffic citations 22, accidents 22, abandoned vehicles 5, parking tickets 21, criminal arrests 7. And that is my report. Is there any questions?
Any other questions for Mayor Booker?
Yes, when you say we're in good standing, we're caught up.
We are in current standing with no delinquencies outside of the scope on which we are accounting for.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just to add clarity, we are current on our current payments to Darby Creek Joint Authority, and our payment plan, we are current on that for that older debt. Okay, I just wanted, because I thought it sounded a little obvious. It's like we are currently on. Thank you, Mayor Booker.
My pleasure.
So I want to make sure I still got it right. Appreciate that. Okay. Solicitor Kyle Miller.
Thank you, Madam President. Just to inform the residents, and this is very informal and not due to any issues or any major suggestions, but the council is hoping to roll out a new public comment sign up process if it seems to work to everyone's liking. It has been suggested from a legal perspective that it's helpful to have a record of those who speak, what their addresses, not only for recording of the minutes, but just for general records keeping, and an enumerated list of concerns or recommendations provided by the residents. So I'm not sure if we're intending to implement that tonight or maybe at the next meeting, but whichever you prefer. The cards are here and printed. Did you have any input on that? And I think we probably should have announced it at the beginning of the meeting to give everyone an opportunity. So.
My apologies, I thought the mic was on. Good evening. To respond to your question, the hope is that we can implement a process that allows us to collect your information accurately. So when we're reporting out in minutes, we have your exact comment as you requested it, or as you presented it, I should say. And then if we're unable to respond to you at the meeting, we have a course of following up with you to make sure that we get an answer or we can report out. So that's the goal with that initiative. The cards are available here on the podium. There's also an ink pen there, and it's no other information than what you would normally say if you were to stand and speak. So we're just asking you to clearly print your name and clearly print your address and then list your comment. And you're welcome to put a number down if you like, if you want direct follow-up, if it's a matter that will require follow-up that we can't answer for you on the floor tonight. The cards will be confidential, so they're not just going to be laying around, but we wanted to make sure that we had a way to accurately track everything that's being presented to Madam President and Council. And the Mayor.
And again, it doesn't need to be just a summary or bullet points or something
bullet
short,
points,
just to
real short.
Just attach a name to an issue and try to keep records of those as time.
The cards are The cards are right at the podium. If we can also move them to the back, but I put them at the podium for the purposes of announcing that we'd like to implement this moving forward. But at future meetings, they'll be on the back table where the agendas are. Thank you.
So I did circulate, as mentioned at last meeting, an email outlining some of the suggestions regarding the short-term rental or Airbnb, VRBO ordinance, and response has been trickling in, so I very much appreciate your input. So I'm synthesizing those suggestions and should have something for council's review here shortly. I also mentioned last meeting that I was going to circulate the employee handbook, which I still intend to do, but I didn't want to double everyone up with too much homework. That one's rather voluminous and maybe in the 50 to 75 page range. I don't expect you to read it all, but I assume some of the important points would be worth considering. We also received this letter, which I just received before the meeting, essentially a NECE order of amended certification for the local union, who is the exclusive representative of the certain employees of the Sharon Borough. There is a requirement within this order to post a copy of the order and submit to the board a notarized affidavit of posting. So I will put that together hopefully tomorrow. It seems like it needs to be posted for a week. So we will get the order printed out, posted, and then we'll notarize that and get that so we're compliant with this updated order from the Commonwealth Pennsylvania Labor Relations Board. Other than that, just standard day-to-day responses to right to knows and some other questions that have come my way, but not too much to report. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Any questions for Kyle? Okay. We will move right along. Madam Engineer, good evening.
Good evening, Council and Madam President. I have been working on year-end reporting for storm sewer and sanitary sewer, reporting to Borough and DEP. Yesterday, I picked up the plans for 225 Oak Avenue. It's a grading permit on a vacant lot, so I'll be reviewing that. I'm working with Tony, hopefully to get an approval for that. I did send an email a couple of weeks ago to the council members that I have emails for, and I apologize if I missed newer council people. There's a meeting on March 3rd, a Zoom meeting regarding Cobb's watershed. So it will be hosted by Delaware County and giving some insight into the mitigating components that they're talking about in lieu of the levy at Easter. So it'll just be, I think, more of an informational update of ideas that they're bouncing off. But if you can attend, great. If not, I will certainly relay information I am planning on. And then lastly, I attended a meeting for the county for county aid. So liquid fuels county aid is different than the county aid that goes into your liquid fuels bank account. And that county aid we need to apply for. We don't have to accept it if you don't plan on using it, but we do have to apply for it if we want it. So in order to apply for it, we need a resolution for next month. So I just kind of wanted to get that on everybody's radar that I will send along a resolution to Kyle. You know, we can make sure it's a standard resolution that we use every year. But that will be coming up in March. And again, it's the same amount as last year. I think it's around $5,000. And that's it. Are there any questions?
The meeting, is there a time?
Yeah, it's Tuesday, March 3rd at 10 a.m. And I'm fairly certain I sent it to you. I can double check and resend.
March the 3rd?
Yeah, March the 3rd at 10 a.m. It's a Zoom or Teams. It's an online meeting.
Yes, I did see it.
I'm wondering if, sorry, can you get her the will something in the email?
Yeah, I'll connect the door and make sure that I get everything's emails. Yeah, my apologies.
Any other questions for our engineer? All right, thank you. I'm sorry, Susan, I did have a question. On the address on Oak that you talked about, what's that project?
325, it's a vacant lot that they're proposing to build a house on. So it would be a house, grading, they're proposing to build a seepage bed, so to catch the rain water that goes from the downspouts into an underground basin. I just picked them up yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to fully review them yet. But I got an email from them, I want to say in January, from the design engineer, just asking generic questions. And then Tony emailed me on Monday and let me know that there were plans here. So it's only, I believe it's about 14,000 square foot lot. It's not a big lot. So I don't think it qualifies as a land development per se, it's a grading permit.
Yeah.
But I'll review it and make sure that everything meets code and like I said, Tony's reviewing it as well.
Okay, thank you. That lot's been vacant for a long time.
That's what he said, yeah. He said it's been vacant for a while.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, no other questions for our engineer. Our building code official is not here. But the report has not had any updates, council, since caucus. So we'll move right along to our code official, Gary Collins. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Madam President, councilors, colleagues, and residents. Thank you again for having me and allowing me to serve Great Borough of Sharon Hill. As you know, I was down for about a week due to illness that got some better. Before I begin my report, I'd like to say that, you know, when a person falls down, it's not how you fall down, it's how you get back up. So I got back up, I'm feeling better, and got right back in again. All right, that being said, I'll begin my report respectfully. Property maintenance code report. Citations for court, 20 active. Waiting for court date for 20 citations. 16 you were just withdrawn. Tickets issued, 25. Snow and ice violations, 15 tickets. Objectionable accumulations, 5 tickets. No trash receptacles, additional 5 tickets. Tickets paid, 1 ticket. That number would change. They've been paying frequently, but that just came in. I think that Ruby has tickets that she didn't log in yet. Complaints founded, 5. Unfounded complaints, 0. Abated by owner requires reinspection. So there's some cases where I have to go back and reinspect just because of that. So that number will be changed later next month as well. Abated by borough, no, 0. Abandoned vehicles, the number is 0, but actually in the last 2 days, yesterday I just towed a car and had 3 or 4 cars. So that number will change as well coming up. Insights. High enforcement activity. 25 tickets during inclement weather reflect active monitoring. Payment rate. During the last 3 months, we have maintained consistent 75% pay rate. So the pay rate is starting to settle down around 75%. 1 month we had like 100%, 1 month we had like 65%. So it's like an average 75%. It's been pretty good. Complaint validity. Founded complaint validity continues to trend high, showing strong accuracy in resident reporting. So a lot of times when the residents say that there's a violation, they are correct. Sometimes it may seem bigger to them. So when I come to the situation, it may be a smaller violation, but they usually are correct that it is a violation. Vehicle issues requires re-inspection, so I gotta go back around and check those vehicles. Revenue impact. When the Code Enforcement Department initiates commercial inspections, the borough is projected to experience a significant increase in revenue. So me and Kyle was just going over some of these things, changing the fee schedule and different things of that nature. That concludes my report. Any questions?
Good to have you back. Thank you very much.
Good?
Yeah. Alrighty, moving right along. Chief Harris?
Thank you, Madam President. Evening,
Evening.
members of council, Mr. Mayor. Just real quick, we have started our new year with training, so deep and dear to your heart. We also began a yearly update training through the state. We've also started firearms training. We've completed de-escalation training as well so far for the year. We still have about 30 some trainings to go through, so we're off to a good start, and we're going through them. Just to give you a quick update, we met with the company this afternoon over at the field for cameras. I did not get, they're supposed to email me the mayor tonight. I didn't get it yet. I didn't get it yet either. I asked to have time for everybody tonight. They're looking at the system over there. What they're looking at is putting 4 high-def 360 cameras that will cover that entire park area, including basketball courts, parking lots, parking lot, fields, and everything like that. That'll be live fed to the police department with remote access available to the officers in their cars, as well as to our investigators and our partners at the firehouse will access that as well. A live feed in their station. My team talked to the chief about it. We're working on getting that set up for them as well. They told us that once we get the okay, they could have that installed. I believe this is like a week and a half they can have it installed. We're looking for a target date of hopefully by the end of March or close to maybe our next council meeting. Having that good, we get the okay from everyone up here. I gotta go and get that installed. Once I get that paperwork back, I will definitely forward that to everyone, to their email addresses so you can look it over. And if you've got questions, if you have back questions, I can send them out to the company for any questions that you may have. Like I said, it's a standard 4 system, high-def 360 view. It records, so we can go back. It records the recordings for, and we can set it for either 60 or 90 days recordings, and we can go back and look at different things. We are able to download and save incidents. There's an incident up there. Vandalism or something, you can actually go on there and find it, and download and save it. So it's kind of right in our, compared to some other systems we looked at, things we didn't really need. As you all know, some of the systems up there are $100,000, $40,000. And there's just a lot of stuff we didn't need, like readers and that. We don't need all that at the park right now. So we're looking into that. As soon as I get that back, I asked them to have it back by tonight. They're coming back to all to work on it, so as soon as I get it, I'll do it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Chief, are any other municipalities using that particular system or that vendor that you met with?
Yes, Derry Borough is using them. Newtown Square, Marple Township, Congo is going to them. Woody Fallcroft is looking at them. And I forget who else.
Thank you.
Chief, just out of curiosity, do I assume correctly that this camera would fall under the same parameters for requesting of the footage of like the Act 22 for like the body cam?
Yes.
So it would, right? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Would you like me to? Do we need to post that or publish that in any way? Let me look into that. 'Cause I just want to make sure that there's not some requirement that I.
Yeah, I was going to suggest once we get them, we get the approval from council, we get the, I see some places have signs up that say like where the video surveillance. I know we have in the police station, there's a big sign we walk in.
Sure.
I know some places have them up. I think we have to get into getting them or what we have.
Sure. And I assume that if it falls under that Act 22, there's a prescribed process for requesting that footage, but it's something that serves as an additional deterrent that this is not just for police use only.
Right.
Anyone can see this.
Yes. And I know it covers, just so you know, it's going to cover the whole, like the Gavin parking lot, basketball courts, the fields and so forth, all in that area.
Okay, thank you. And you know what? Once we get our okays and we're gonna go with that, let's just order the signs. We always forget the signs and can't jump into the activity. So any other questions for the chief?
Yeah, so Chief, two things. Did they say how many gigabytes in terms of like downloading like the system itself would have? So this way we know how much. I don't know if we have to hook an external drive.
There will be in talking with the mayor, there will be a system, we'll have to get, I guess, approval from everyone up here. They actually now in a secured box, hopefully we can do it inside the snack bar to get approval, where the system will be, and then we will have a computer server in our station that will, which we have an extra one of, that we'll be able to download for the onto there. I'm not sure the exact terabytes and megabytes, I don't know all that. But it'll be the big one, I think.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good to know, so that way we know we're working with in terms of that. And the other question that I have, we haven't been receiving like the reports. I know you've been busy, like the reports for council, you know, the things happen, yeah. So can we start getting those back? And I'm not sure if you've been writing those reports, but just haven't been sending. So any backdated ones, can we get those as well?
Absolutely.
And then the last one is, can we get a feed here in Borough Hall for our borough manager? Is that possible? I know you said.
The park?
Yes.
Yes, I'll call them first thing tomorrow morning, check on that.
Okay.
Yes, we can absolutely do that. It's basically the way I understand it is, I'm not computer friendly, so it's basically like a program and we can log in, I can put it, like the borough manager can put it on our computer, basically log into the site.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, go from there. Yeah, so Wi-Fi, I'm not a computer, I'm sorry, I'm not a computer guy.
There won't be a physical device that you have to log into. There'll be a network access to view it. So as long as you have permissions, you should be able to have access.
The way it's been the guys in the car, the entities, will have an icon in there.
Okay.
And you double click on that, you can use username password in, or all unique username passwords, and then it'll pass it right on.
I have another question, but I asked you that off.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions for the chief? Any other questions for Chief? No? All righty, thank you, Chief. Mr. Treasurer, good evening.
Good evening, Madam President and Council and Mayor. I'll do a brief overview of the January 2025 Treasury Report. The numbers have not changed since the caucus meeting. The general fund balance as of January 31st, 2026 was $157,195.91. And if I am able to move forward through with the vendor payments list, there weren't any adjustments there either. The total amount within that time frame that the amount that we paid out to vendors was $114,396.78. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm confusing myself. But I wanted to I gave you all the spreadsheet in front of you last at the caucus meeting, there were a few questions on a few vendors or a few accounts that we have. I went through the ones that you all had brought up, and maybe one or two others that I had to look at as well. So I won't go through all of them because I believe I gave you some details within a spreadsheet. But I'll say in a consolidated or brief version of this, all of the Aqua accounts that were questioned or in question, the descriptions that are listed on all of the Aqua invoices, which is 4, 5, 6, about 8 invoices. All of the descriptions and the service addresses are accurate to what you see or have seen on your vendor payment list. So they are accurate. I did look into the one that was in regards on Elmwood Avenue, and you'll see the notes or descriptions there. If given the go-ahead, which I believe I will be given that, then we could probably go ahead and move forward to closing that down or closing that out. And then I just wanted to move down to AT&T and T-Mobile. Those are both, obviously, we have accounts for both of those, and there are mobile devices used on both accounts. The AT&T is for the police department. I'll speak with Chief today after the meeting in regards to some of those things, just to make sure everything is accurate there. There's a few air cards that we have and tablets that we have, most certainly for the police vehicles. And then T-Mobile account, I'll look to speak with Chief and the fire company possibly to discuss it. And if not, then that might be another direction to go to get the approval to probably look to remove those accounts as well. So, and then obviously you see what I have there for the Verizon. That's another one that I believe will possibly be able to be removed or closed out based off the description that I provided and what I've gotten for Verizon as well. So.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate this detail on those items that were raised last month. I do want to confirm a couple of things. And Council, y'all can, if you could just look at the description specifically, the Verizon.
And I'm sorry, if you can't understand the description, that was me typing as I'm on the phone quickly, so I'm sorry.
And then the T-Mobile, they look like they would be, there's no reason for us to have those at all. And then the one at the top with the water at Weedawax Park, Fire Chief is here, so I'll ask the Fire Chief before I share that I think we can cut that off. So Chief, we get a water bill, and the address is at Weedawax Park, and we talked about it at the last meeting because there's no water usage there, and what the treasurer just shared on his spreadsheet is that it's opened in May of 2012. It's only charged a monthly customer charge, no water connection. It's there for service when needed, but no water usage ever on the account. And so I don't know if it's needed for fire or some kind of safety, but.
There's a hydrant on the property, but that should not be charged a water bill.
Okay.
Chief, it may be related to the sprinkler system, the sprinkler. No, I think it's the one that actually connects with the fire company. I talked to John about it. I'll go over it with you.
This
later.
one is, the address is 839 Elmwood Avenue.
839?
So that's Weedawax.
Then that is not it at all. Completely different subject.
Well, when you see the description, I'll speak on it.
It's no water usage ever, and it was opened in 2012.
I'm not aware of any water hookup at Weedawax other than the hydrant that sits on the property.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, there was in the snack bar. There was a bathroom that had water, and then the snack bar had water. And then they had a sprinkler system in the ground for the water field.
All of which have been demolished. So, okay. Council, so do y'all see any reason for us to keep these accounts open and the treasurer keep paying the bills?
No, I don't see no use for it.
Yeah. And then the others, will you follow up on the ones that you have not inquired on? Is that what you? I'm sorry. Is that what you were saying? You talked to the chiefs about those others? Okay. You said that. Okay. Thank you.
But T-Mobile looks like it possibly can be canceled, but I'll speak to the chiefs on that one. And then just the Verizon one as well.
Yeah, the Verizon one, that doesn't sound like we need that at all.
Okay, which Verizon one?
It says it's a landline.
It's right on above the T-Mobile one. It's the second to last one.
Okay. So the snack bar, is that the line or is that the internet service?
She said it's actual phone line.
Oh, yeah. Phone line can go, but we will need the internet service.
She said it's no. Well,
no.
What she told me is that they didn't have. She couldn't find a connection. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. All right. Then yeah, we'll have to discuss that.
Yeah, I think that one is not
this
necessary either. No one is using a phone in there. Okay. Yeah. So I think we're good to close those accounts and not pay those bills anymore.
Do we know that?
No. Okay, I appreciate that. And then will you follow up when you get more information on the ones that you're gonna talk to the chief about?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Any questions for the treasurer? All right, thank you. Madam Borough Manager, can you have the notes reflect that our building code official did arrive? Thank you. Sorry, not sorry, you're up. Good evening, yes. We skipped past you.
Good evening. How's everyone tonight?
Good, thank you.
Did we read the summary or no?
Did we read it out? No.
Did we read? Okay. I don't want to repeat this. If someone
No, we did not. Well, is this what you're calling the summary page, this one?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so Council Felder did read this, last meeting, right? Council Felder, yes, he did.
All right, so the only thing that I have in addition to what's in the report would be that project here for 1106. Kyle and I did communicate since last meeting when we were told about the sprinklers from the fire department. And I was able to get a determination from Labor and Industry, which assured us that they were correct. That any ordinance which was passed, which would be in excess of the UCC that was done in 1999, is still in effect, as long as it's never been repealed or modified or changed. So, in its present form, because it was passed in 1997, that ordinance is still in effect. Any new construction in the Sharonville Borough is going to be required to have sprinklers. I did inform the representative for that property through email, and I'm waiting. He did give me a preliminary estimate of what he thought the sprinklers would cost, and I think that's the direction that we're going. Since last month, we've done several inspections down there as they are trying to close up the walls and get the interior ready. Snipes is looking to be able to come in and start their interior work. They've done a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. The site isn't, I don't know if anybody's here to be there, but every time we go down there, we're covered in mud. And we're trying to get them, trying to get them to clean up that portion of it, but it's been very difficult because of the weather. So we're going to just stay with them. That's really the only thing other than what's in my report. Everybody get a chance to look over the code report?
Yeah, look at it.
Do we have any questions on the report itself?
I did have a question, two questions. One, just to clarify on the commercial, what you just said about the sprinklers, is that specific to commercial properties only or any property in Sharon, built in Sharon Hill requires sprinklers?
Commercial, industrial, educational, any of those uses. It is not specific for residential.
Okay, thank you.
Matter of fact, in 2007, I think they attempted to propose that sprinklers for 1 and 2 family dwellings, and Harrisburg said no.
I'm sorry, say that again, because we were just saying apartment buildings, but I think apartment buildings are commercial, but you did say multi-unit, they don't need to have it?
1 and 2 family dwellings are not required.
Okay.
An apartment building would be considered a commercial. Starting at 4 units, it's considered a commercial entity.
Okay. Thank you. And then the other question I had was regarding one of the bills that we had I sent you an email on Bartlett, that big bill from ATU for abatement. That was like $3,900, and you were going to check to see which property that was. I think it was the one that had turned into a forest on Bartlett, but I'm not certain. You have a chance to look.
I think we all recall the scaffolding.
Oh, that was the scaffolding.
Scaffolding, because the scaffolding, he cured his own problem. It was the
The
empty lot.
forest next to it. Okay.
I think last month we talked about not paying that bill, because that was one that ADU should have waited in order to collect. So we went through the entire process and liened the property. I'm not sure if we paid it or not.
It was paid. Can you ask them to give us a refund? I'm so serious. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we did not share the proposed procedures for abatements, did not make it to the treasurer's desk. So that bill did get paid, right, Will?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Okay, we'll proceed with.
and they're aware of our procedures?
Yeah, that's their procedure. They agreed to that.
What they agreed to.
Almost certainly she gets a refund or a credit on the account.
You may get credit. We'll try to work that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we will proceed with the demand letter and everything and then turn it over for a lien when it's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So just, and let me ask you another question. We had done so much work to get the trucks off of Chester Pike that are parking in the empty lots, and they are slowly appearing again. I specifically can say at CVS, I'm noticing there are 4 trucks parked there again. Are you able to do the same remediation that you had done a couple months ago?
Matter of fact, we talked about this, a little earlier this week. CVS apparently has released the property to Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So they were walking at enforcing the tow. I did contact 3Cs and asked him what he would need in order to start towing them again. He said stickers on the cars, the trucks. I told him we could accommodate that. We can put our big yellow stickers on there and he can take them away.
Okay.
So we were just talking about that.
Okay.
Okay.
And then just lastly, how long does it take CCC to go and get the trucks after you sticker them?
72 hours.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions that I have. Thank you, Tony. Any other questions for our building code official?
Yes, so once, this is for Snipes and Starbucks, are they gonna beautify the pavement and all of that stuff around the property? Is that like third stage or? Okay.
No, that's actually something they have to do before they would open.
Okay.
They, most recently I've seen communication from PennDOT telling them that they have not yet completed everything they need to do. And so PennDOT is giving them an additional 30 days to finalize all of their submissions. And this was actually the traffic engineer, Albert, the name that was holding them back a little bit. But to your question, they don't get an occupancy until that site is finished. All the PennDOT work is completed, and all of the vegetation that they promised to put in when they presented us with the land development plan is in place or in process.
Okay.
And VP, that was part of when they came to the zoning hearing board, and our zoning board was very, looked at the plans, and that the curb appeal and all of that was part of the agreement with the, I know what you meant, yeah, but that was part of what we were presented with at that zoning hearing board.
Make out words.
No, they work, it works the same way. Any other questions for our building code official?
Yes, along with the curb appeal, was there any talk of putting a rain garden where they had excess flooding of water?
I don't know. They didn't do a rain garden. They have
Underground storage.
Yeah, they did underground storage. That was something that Sue was involved with
Yeah.
to make sure that they don't plug the air.
Yeah, so they have a big underground sewage that they'll have to maintain.
Thank you. Okay. Madam Borough Manager. Evening.
I do remember the one item that was on your list, so I get to hijack it for tonight's meeting. But I wanted to let everyone know, outside of my report, there were a few updates that came in that are relevant for council, mayor, as well as the community. The 2026 tax collection dates have been released. The website will be updated with those dates. We do have dates on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays.
Can you use the microphone?
Oh, my apologies. The tax collection, on-site tax collection dates for 2026 have been released. We'll have dates available in March on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And we also have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday dates as well. The elected tax collector will be on site for some of those collection days as well. So residents are encouraged to take advantage of on-site tax collection between the hours of 10 and 2 on the dates provided. But as I mentioned, they will be updated on the website. They should be there by tomorrow. In addition to that, calendars have gone out, so you should have received your calendar in the mail. We do have some additionals if you did not receive your calendar, and I'll make sure that I have them available at the conclusion of tonight's meeting. On to business for Mayor Council. The training that Ms. Lynch spoke of this evening, that email has been forwarded to everyone. The link and everything is included in that, and it's just for matter of reference, the subject matter is DCMLG triannual meeting. So just keep an eye out for that. In addition to that, Mayor, your concern about the tax bill for the fire department is also being addressed. So I'll make sure that I get a response on that. Ms. Turner, I do apologize that I did not respond to your email timely, but I did respond to it this evening, so I am in receipt of the dates. And I'm trying to think, the icing on the cake. We do have the draft of the 2022 audit. So we are well on our way to moving on to 23. And at the conclusion of that, we'll be prepared for 24. And that concludes my updates and reports for this evening. I think did you skip the other thing? Or did you, I don't know. Did I skip it? Skip it. What did I skip? The borough has established a YouTube account. So for reference, Facebook has a 30-day limit now on all of their live streams. So in order for us to retain the footage for residents to be able to go back and review, we have started a YouTube channel. We do need to reach a certain number of subscribers in order for us to be able to go live from that page. So if you search Sharon Hill Borough, the same way like BORO, you'll be able to find the YouTube. You'll see the municipal seal as the picture. And we're just encouraging residents to go ahead and start to follow that account so we can get enough subscribers to be able to transition our footage over there. We're also looking at downloading some of our existing videos that we still have access to on Facebook to get those uploaded onto YouTube as well. But we're working progressively to try to make sure that we can have multiple ways to retain public meetings so that we can have a record to go back and review if we need to. Thank you. And additionally, Facebook requires an account, and you have to, be a Facebook user to log in to see the meetings. And for YouTube, you don't. So that is just a way we will be able to increase our visibility to people who don't use Facebook. They can actually watch the meetings as well. So this one was a long time coming and still in progress. But thank you for your efforts in getting that one stood up. Any questions for our borough manager? Alrighty. Okay, hearing no questions from our manager, we'll move right into public comment. I would like to remind the public The public comment is for 3 minutes. If you would ask all of your questions, and then when you're done, we will attempt to respond or provide information.
Madam President, if I may collect the cards before.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any other?
Anyone else for the public comment?
Can you still comment tonight if you didn't do a card? Since we weren't.
If you can still finish it,
Okay.
that would be appreciated, but you're more than welcome to still. We just wanna make sure we have your information.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Latasha Threadgill. I am a resident here in Sharon Hill. I am also the assistant principal at Academy Park High School. And Madam President, may I introduce
Yes,
our
ma'am.
principal? At this time, I have Mr. Richard Sharon, our principal of Academy Park High School, to come forward with me.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam President, Mr. Mayor, the council, and good evening to Sharon Hill residents, my neighbors. I am Richard Sharon, and I really it felt very timely to make sure I came this evening to say hello to everyone, to say thank you to all of our neighbors and everyone in this zip code, and I have met some of you, so I wanted to make sure I formally introduce myself. As principal, it's difficult to stand in public because I can't say a whole lot, but I do want you to know that we want to build as many partnerships as we can. We are available. We work very hard at Academy Park. We love what we do. We have a lot of very good young people in our school, and of course, as you know, it takes a village to raise a child, so it certainly takes a zip code and lots of patience and lots of supportive neighbors to have a successful high school. So I just wanted to say good evening, and I noticed from the agenda, but I would look forward to meeting Mr. Patrick and making sure that you are getting timely updates about us. I do believe Mrs. Grayfield sent you all an invitation to our Black History Month showcase, but we do so many other things at Academy Park, and I understand some of what is in the public eye, but believe me, the work on the inside and the children on the inside, we're having a great time. We're working very hard, so I did want to make sure that we gave that invitation. And once again, especially to our neighbors, saying thank you for all of your patience as well.
Thank you so much. If you have a card, I can make sure that Councilor Patrick gets it so that he can be in contact with you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Anybody want to add?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to get to meet you. So, thank you. Look forward to many good things from the community.
Ms. Donna Hunter.
I just wanted to know, was there any more information for the community concerning the 2 police officers in Sharon Hill that were they arrested? And if they are arrested, are they going to pay me? Is there any information you need to get further information? I heard Mr. Hill on the news, but I haven't heard anything else since then. So are you?
Is that your only question?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, thank you. Chief Heron, do you want to address what you can there?
We have no comment at this time because it's an active investigation going on through the Delaware County District Attorney's Office. That's all we really know right now. No one's been arrested as of yet. We don't know if or when that may happen. We're just waiting for more information at this time.
So they're still active police officers as of now?
Yes. They are on they're on administrative leave right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Ms. Hunter, for your question. For anyone that has additional public comment, if you didn't get to fill out a card, if you could just come to the podium and just put your information on it, and we'll take it. Please, if you have any additional public comment, you still have your time. Yeah. Okay. Then. Hearing no other public comment, we'll move to new business. Council. we need a motion to appoint NJN and Associates' Joy Taylor as Borough Manager.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we appoint Joy Taylor as our Borough Manager. Any discussion?
Glad you're here. Appreciate you.
Ditto.
You still owe me. Been a pleasure, talking with you the past 2 weeks or so. And just so everybody knows, just talking to our new borough manager, Joy has a lot of knowledge of things that the borough actually needs and stuff like that. So it's good to actually talk with you and get some answers. I will say that Joy is like our Madam President. She does save receipts and she does follow up. So and it's no pressure, but if anyone calls the office and they ask for Joy, guarantee you're going to get feedback. All right, but no one's perfect, but I'm just saying, that's just what I've gathered so far.
Thank you, VP. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none. No further discussion. All in favor of appointing NJN and Associates as Joy Taylor as Borough Manager, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Council. Council, we also need a motion to appoint Joy Taylor as our Open Records Officer.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we appoint Joy Taylor as the Open Records Officer. Any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, all in favor of appointing Joy Taylor as the Open Records Officer, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. I'm sorry, motion passes. I didn't hear any of those. I just wanted to count as well. Thank you. Council, we need a motion to remove Aisa Nichols as a signatory on the Borough Bank accounts.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we remove Aisa Nichols as a signatory on all Borough Bank accounts. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of removing Aisa Nichols as a signatory on the Borough Bank accounts, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you, Council. Also, we need a motion now to add Joy Taylor as a signatory on all Borough Bank accounts.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we add Joy Taylor as a signatory on all Borough Bank accounts. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor of adding Joy Taylor as a signatory on all Borough Bank accounts, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, Treasurer's report. Okay, Council, we need a motion to approve the Treasurer's report as presented, which details the general fund balance of $157,195.91 as of January 31st, 2026.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the Treasurer's report as presented. Any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, all in favor of approving the Treasurer's report, which details the general fund balance of $157,195.91 as of January 31st, 2026, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Thank you. Motion passes. And Council, we need a motion to approve the bills list, series of bills and invoices totaling $114,396.78.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the bills list totaling $114,396.78. Any discussion?
Madam President?
Yes.
Just a question for Will. Is there a way for us to
receive the actual versus budgeted going forward, it would be helpful for me in terms of governance and looking at trends.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? All right. All in favor of approving the bills and invoices totaling $114,396.78, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you, council. And lastly, council, the minutes from our January 15th legislative meeting are in the packet. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Okay. If there are no corrections to the minutes from our January 15th, 2026 meeting will be approved as submitted. Alrighty. Thank you, council. Moving to old business, council, is there any other new business that anyone has? Okay. Old business, we did put traffic calming back on the agenda as discussed at our last meeting that the season for any road work is coming up. So Chief will be looking to resume those speed studies so we can get going on in the streets that we will have that are potentially up for some road work or speed bumps. I also want to share that as part of our traffic calming measures, the Chester Pike Corridor Improvement Partners, our efforts around reflective lights on traffic signals align with what we want to see happen in terms of traffic calming. So I'll have more to share on that. That's all that I have on traffic calming at the moment. Anyone else have any old business?
I'm going to question about the sign that comes into Sharon Hill. How can digital sign?
An update?
Yes.
On it. Okay, so yeah, we did apply for a grant to hopefully get it repaired, and we were denied that grant. So we are looking right now. I met with Joy and Nafis a week ago into the next steps. It didn't seem like it would be worth our money to repair it. It would still be vulnerable in the same way it was, and it's a very dated sign. So Nafis, I believe, is going to come back to us with different options, and we'll look at those. So we're looking now at getting a new one and looking at costs for them. There are some variations that we'll be able to look at in terms of, do we want it to be the same way it is now, like down, or do we want, as you've seen in some other places, they're kind of raised with some stonework beneath it. So more to come. We had to move on from the grant once we didn't get it to find the funding.
You know how long we probably receive that from Nafis?
Joy, have you had any update on our last meeting?
No, but I just pulled up my notes. So what I'll do is, I know we have some meetings scheduled. I'll try to circle back and see if we can close the gap on that and give a relatively timely update to council and some action. I don't just want to tell you we're working on it. I want to give you some actionable steps. So it's on my list. And it's a very long list, but it's on there.
So if we could, by the next caucus meeting, have some ideas on cost and maybe, I don't know if we'll have someone able to come in and even give council something to look at in terms of what we'd like the new sign to look like. Is that visual? Let me look at the date. That is March 5th. Just something to get us started. Thank you. Any other old business? I do want to share something with the public and council because it is just, to me, it's important, and I hope that the community and council will deem it important as well. But we did, our community lost couple of women in the last month that are contributing members of our community in terms of their impact with their neighbors and just us as a whole. And it was shared with me, so I did want to share with you that Miss Denise Rochelle Ellis, who is our neighbor, was our neighbor that lived right down the road on Poplar Street, passed away. If you know Nikki Farrell, that's Nikki's mom. And so Miss Ellis passed away a couple weeks ago. And I did say I would share it. Her and Reverend Ellis, her husband, they are very just loving people that live in the neighborhood. And so I just wanted to share that because I know a couple people know them. Also, we did lose Miss, I'm going to say what this says, Queen Anna Jean Henry. And if y'all came to the senior luncheon, she was there. She is a light. She was in a wheelchair at the time and battling cancer, but a wonderful spirit to be around. And she also passed away, and her funeral was just last week. So her daughter did reach out and asked to share that with council, but I wanted to share it with the community at large because I know both of those women meant a lot to people that got a chance to know them. And as we try to build community, I think it's important that we can celebrate each other and also, send prayers up for anyone that's grieving. That's just my take. Council, what I did want to share those both with the community as well as you all. The last thing that I have is our quote of the meeting. So I know y'all have never seen a 3-line quote for the quote of the meeting. However, as a child, I grew up with my mother listening to the I Have a Dream speech and the letter from Birmingham jail on vinyl. And so for this particular quote of the meeting, it is a quote from Dr. King's letter from Birmingham jail, and it reads, "Oppressed people cannot remain oppressed forever. The yearning for freedom eventually manifests itself, and that is what has happened to the American Negro. Something within has reminded him of his birthright of freedom, and something without has reminded him that it can be gained." Now, it's Dr. Martin Luther King, letter from Birmingham jail, and still resonates and is powerful today. Council, do you have, for Black History Month, or any particular sentiment to add before we close the meeting? All right. Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
I love it. Thank you. Our next meeting is going to be our caucus, March 5th. Thursday, March 5th at 7 p.m. is our caucus meeting. If there's no other business, old business, new business, then we can adjourn our meeting at 8:17 p.m. Thank you all. Good night.